Chicago Bears All-Pro linebacker Roquan Smith has officially requested a trade from the team. So let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and talk about this breaking news here, people. All right, I mean, it just dropped like a bomb here. I look tired. That's because I am. All right, I had to just wake up and make this video because that's what I got to do, get my reaction out for you guys, because I got a lot of thoughts here. All right, so we'll first start with Roquan Smith and the note he put out here. All right, so I'll put it on the screen for you guys, and we'll go through this real quick here. Roquan Smith says, and I quote, "To the city of Chicago and all Bears fans worldwide, I have officially requested a trade. Just writing these words is deeply painful. I'm a kid from Macon County, Georgia. When you grow up playing football, you dream of making it to the NFL one day. However, playing the linebacker position, you never imagine getting drafted in the top 10 by the Chicago Bears. I'm a homegrown Bear, a dream come true for me to have an opportunity to put that Bears helmet on, wear the same jersey that legendary linebackers did. It's an indescribable feeling. Walking these hallways the past 4 years, you can feel the spirit, you can feel the pressure to live up to that timeless history, that great legacy. I dreamed of playing like Wilbur, Marshall, Singletary, Briggs, Urlacher, Butkus. Since the day I was drafted, I vowed to play this position at a level that upheld the standards that was set before me, to uphold the respect and honor I have. Unfortunately, the new front office regime doesn't value me here. They refuse to negotiate in good faith. Every step of this journey has been take it or leave it. The deal sent to me is one that would be bad for myself and for the entire linebacker market if I signed it. I've been trying to get something done that's fair since April, but their focus has been trying to take advantage of me. I wanted to be a Bear for my entire career, help this team bring a Super Bowl back to our city. However, they have left me no choice than to request a trade that allows me to play for an organization that truly values what I bring to the table. I haven't had a chance to talk to the McCaskey family, and maybe they can salvage this, but as of right now, I don't see a path back to the organization I truly love. I hope and pray you all can understand. I'm deeply sorry it's come to this. Sincerely, Roquan Smith." All right, so that is the note from Roquan. Before I get into my analysis, because, oh boy, I have a lot to say, I'm going to give you guys a couple more nuggets here. So basically, Roquan Smith, very frustrated, which he believes the Bears are trying to take advantage of him, as he mentioned. And something to note here with regards to the proposed offers from Ryan Poles and company, they've given him a backloaded offer, which would make him the highest paid player at his position, which is what he's looking for. And it also includes proposed de-escalators, which not a single player out of the 94 quarterbacks that make over $15 million or more have. What is a de-escalator? Well, basically an escalator in a contract is when you hit a certain milestone, right? It could be a stat milestone. It could be maybe an award or something. You will get a raise in your contract salary, if you will. A de-escalator is if you don't hit a certain milestone, your salary is going to decrease. So Roquan Smith in his offer is getting some de-escalators from Ryan Poles and company. All right, so basically that is the crux of this entire thing for Roquan Smith, why he is not happy at all, why he's requesting a trade from the Chicago Bears. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, it is time to break this down from every single angle. All right, the first thing I'm going to say is this does not make Ryan Poles look good. No matter how you slice it, whether you are on Poles' side or, of course, if you're on Roquan's side, this doesn't make Ryan Poles look good. We're talking about a first-year general manager who is having his best young player, let's be honest about it, best proven young player on the team, request out. That's not a good look. And look, I'm going to get into whether or not he should be paying Roquan, but the point is, when we're talking about setting a culture, right, which is very important, and we're talking about you rewarding players that play well, Ryan Poles doesn't look good here because he's not doing that to Roquan Smith. Now, it would be one thing if Roquan Smith was a 30-year-old or a 32, 34-year-old linebacker and you're saying, okay, well, we don't want to pay him because he's aging, his best years are behind him. But we're talking about a 25-year-old Roquan Smith, all right? Also a 25-year-old Roquan Smith who would be the core, at the core of the defense led by your hand-picked head coach in Matt Eberflus, who is a defensive head coach. So this doesn't make Ryan Poles look good here. All right, let's just be honest about it. You have to say it doesn't make him look good here. And players on the Bears will see this and will say, oh, hey, when I'm up for a contract extension and I've performed and I deserve one, will Poles stiff arm me like he's doing Roquan? That's number one. Number two, okay, is if you're not willing to pay a guy like Roquan Smith, to me, who are you willing to pay? Because, again, he is a guy who's proven at the position and he's young. And I get it. You're in a rebuilding year and you obviously don't want to put a lot of salary into the team because you know that the Bears aren't going to be contending for anything. But we're talking about a guy who still has some of his best years ahead of him. The only reason here, and by the way, Roquan is negotiating without an agent, by the way. The only reason here to not give him his money is because you don't value the position. You don't value the linebacker position because I promise you, if this is a quarterback, if this is Justin Fields, he's getting paid. So that, to me, I don't agree with. It makes Ryan Poles look bad. And I've been asking this question since the start of the summer, when all the moves had been made. If you're going to do this to Roquan Smith, why is Robert Quinn on this roster? Right? Why is Robert Quinn on the roster? Because if you traded away Khalil Mack, you traded away, known commodities, you moved on from Akeem Hicks, all these veterans, I get it. You're going for a youth movement, but then why is Robert Quinn on the roster? So that just doesn't make sense to me. Ultimately, I'm on the side of saying that, you need to pay your best players because it sets a precedent and a culture that you want to have here. That's my problem with Ryan Poles here. It's a negotiation tactic. It's a ploy here to try to, get the best deal for the team as possible. But Roquan Smith has proven that he deserves a great deal. He's one of the most underrated linebackers in football and period, one of the best in football. All right. So to me, you build and pay your core players, right? Like your young core players. Let me rephrase that. You build and pay your young core players, your Moonies, your Roquans. If Fields obviously deserves a contract extension. Like that is how you build a team. Ryan Poles here using everything he can to try to give a very unappealing offer to Roquan Smith just isn't it. And here's the thing. Roquan Smith took this public, which I wish he didn't. And maybe that's one thing I can get on him about because of the fact that he doesn't have an agent. And I don't know why he does. Maybe he should. But Roquan Smith took this public. All right. And he probably took it public to try to get paid by turning the fans against Ryan Poles. Right? It's a negotiation tactic here, people. This is all negotiations. But just reading the type of contract that is getting offered, I mean, you're talking about de-escalators in the contract. That's just not how it should be. It's just not. All right? So to me, it's about precedence. You've got the money. You've got the requisite capital. If you didn't have any intention of paying Roquan, you should try to shop him and try to get what you can out of him. But at this point, it just makes you look bad. Now, I'm not saying Roquan Smith can't come back to the Bears and they can't sign an offer that makes sense for both sides. But man, it feels difficult to see that at this point, right? Doesn't it? So to me, look, I'm not making it seem like Ryan Poles is the bad guy here. I'm just telling you that this does not make him look good. All right? And I don't know why he doesn't want to pay Roquan Smith other than he just doesn't value the position, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me when your head coach that you picked is a defensive-minded head coach. So you clearly emphasize the defensive side of the football, but you don't want to pay one of the best players at the position. That's where I'm at here, people. All right? I want to call it like it is. Not going to agree with Ryan Poles on everything. Not going to agree with you're not going to disagree with Ryan Poles on everything. I'm just going to call it like I see it in every single situation. This doesn't look good for Ryan Poles. Doesn't look good. It's going to get around to the entire NFL. Obviously, you'll see guys will know that, hey, Ryan Poles is a guy that, you know, is a guy who tries to stiff arm you in contract offers. Not a good look. So hopefully both sides come to an agreement. It's happened before, people. It's not impossible. Roquan Smith could still remain a Chicago Bear, but at this time, it seems very difficult here. If they didn't value him, they should have looked to shop him and trade him and getting some draft compensation out of him. But my goodness, this has been the biggest gripe for me. My goodness, if you have a guy like a Justin Fields, you need to surround him with some talent on both sides of the football. Like, if you're going to trade away your best young linebacker, like, what is Fields going to have at this point? That's been the biggest complaint from the entire NFL. People that aren't even Bears fans want that to happen for Justin Fields. So to me, I'm not with this. I'm not with this. I know Roquan Smith is saying this, and we're only hearing one side of the story here. But when I see de-escalators in a contract, that's a problem. That's a problem. All right, so that's where I'm at, people. I really hope this gets resolved, but I have to be honest and not forth about this. Not a fan of how this is making Ryan Poles look. I get it. It's a negotiation tactic, but he needs to be careful here because it has, you know, not looked good for him, and maybe it could backfire. And I really, really hope Roquan Smith does get paid because he is one of the best linebackers at the position. So let's see what happens here, people. But that's where I'm at. All right. Ryan Poles can negotiate. I get all that, but, you know, certain lines got to be drawn sometime. And, yeah, it doesn't look great for your culture. So let me know what you guys think about this. Whose side are you on, Roquan Smith or Ryan Poles? Where do you guys stand with this? Leave a comment down below, as always. Thanks.